Hello everybody, Jamie the Board Game Man, and today we are looking at a brand new game. This just came out June 19th, 2022. It is Ticket to Ride San Francisco. Now, as of right now, the only place you can find this game is at Target. In the United States only. For $24.99. That's how much they're selling it for. Up until August of 2022, and then it will be available everywhere. But as of right now, Target's the only place to get this. And I was right there to get a copy to show you what is in this game. So let's head on over to the Gamers Table. I'm going to show you how to play Ticket to Ride San Francisco. Okay, here we are at the gaming table, and here we are with Ticket to Ride San Francisco. Here's what it looks like, and what I really love about this board is you can see the score tracker on the outside look like little fare receipts from where you ride when you ride the trolleys. I love the way that looks. That is the point tracker on the outside of it. And of course, speaking of trolleys, here are the trolley tokens that you get to use in the game. Really, really cool. And I'm not going to teach you the exact play of Ticket to Ride because I did do an episode, episode 200, that tells you exactly how to play the game. I'm not going to show the basics of this game. So if you never played Ticket to Ride, I highly recommend you go back to that episode because that will definitely tell you exactly how to play. I'm just going to show you the little differences in this game than it is from all the rest. One of those is the destination tokens. These are destination, little souvenirs is what they call them, that you place around the board, which I'll go over right now. So after the very beginning of the game, obviously you're going to do your destination tickets. You're going to shuffle these up. Each player gets 2. You decide whether you want to keep both or just one, just like you do in the regular game. You also have the transportation card. You're going to shuffle these up. Everyone starts off with 2. Then you lay out the 5, just like you do in the regular game, and so on. You also have these ferry cards, which are double as wild cards. As you can see on the board, sometimes you need these ferry cards. Like for instance here, Golden Gate Bridge to Fort Mason. You also need them from Fort Mason to Alcatraz, and from Alcatraz to Pier 39. You're going to need one of those cards there. Points are exactly the same, where if you lay down one of the trolleys, you get 1 point. 2, you get 2. 3, you get 4. And then 5, you get 10 points. Same identical thing like you do in the regular game. After you do the setup, then what you'll do with these tokens, as you see, you have 3 of each color, and there's 7 different ones. What you're going to do is you're going to take 5 of these, and depending on how many players you have, if you have 4 players, you're going to go ahead and stack all 3 on the 5 areas that have these red circles, which is Golden Gate Bridge, Sunset, Potrero Hill, the Embarcadero, and also Alcatraz. You're going to place 3 of those on each one of these. If you have a 2 or 3 player game, then you'll put 2 of each, all right? Once those are all set, once you're ready to play and you decide who's going to be the first player, then what you're going to do is the last player, player 4 or whatever player, if you have 2 or 3 or 4 players, the last player is going to go ahead and take 3 of these, depending on how many players, 2 or 3, and they're going to lay them in any one of these spots that is unoccupied. Then the second to last player is going to take the last set and stack them on another one of these, and you'll be on any one of these blue circles. How you get these souvenir coins is if you go ahead and you attach them, like so. When you do a connection here, if you connect to one of them, you're going to take that coin and keep it in your possession. You can only have 1 souvenir coin for each one that you have on there, so you can't have doubles. So say you got the hats here, say San Francisco, you can't have 2 hats in your possession. All you can have is 1, all right? And that's pretty much how the souvenirs work. How they work at the very end of the game is there's a point system. If you have 0 to 1 of them, you get no points. If you have 2 of those tokens, you get 1 point. 3 of those tokens, you get 2. 4 of them, you get 4. 5 of them, you get 6 points. 6 out of the 7, you get 9 points. And if you manage to get 1 of each of these tokens in your gameplay and get all 7, you get 12 bonus points. And that, my friends, is pretty much the differences of San Francisco. Everything else is the same that you're used to playing, except for you have these little souvenir tokens that come into play. And of course the ferry cards, they double as wild cards as well. And just like in the regular game, in order to go from Alcatraz to Fort Mason here, you might need a fairy card and a black one, or a fairy card and a yellow one. You also, if you go to Golden Gate Bridge to Fort Mason, you actually have a fairy, and then of course the gray ones are just like the regular game, where you can use any one of the same color, depending on how many of these spaces you have. And that is pretty much it. That's the game. Thank you so much for watching. Let's head on over to the game room, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so my final thoughts on Ticket to Ride San Francisco. Well, you know what? I like it. It's pretty cool. I mean, I've been to San Francisco a few times, love the area, and I like the way they're trolley cars in this one. Just like in the other cities where you had, you know, New York was the taxi cabs, and then you had London, you had the double-decker buses, and Amsterdam, you had little horse carriages. Awesome, awesome. So this, having the cable cars, is perfect. The only difference in this game, as you saw, were pretty much the souvenir tokens. The souvenir tokens, depends on how many players you have in the game, you pick those up along the way, and you get bonus points for those. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. Well, it is the same thing as all the other ones. Same rules. You take 2 tickets. You either save 1, keep 2. You have the 5 cards. I like the fairy cards, so they double as wild cards, or you can use them on the spaces that have the little fairies on them. That way you can get to Alcatraz and so on. So I like it. It's pretty cool. Like I said, Target's the only place that has it. And as of right now, until August of 2022. So I do want to give it a thumbs up just because I love the Ticket to Ride series. I really, really do. Let's get that thumbs up in there. I really, really do. It's just as good as the other 3. I mean, the other 3, I love it. It focuses on an actual city. And I like the little city. I like the city thing that they're doing. I like that a lot. So it's really, really cool, especially if you've been there and you know the area. Because I've been to London before. And I've been to New York before. So when I play those, I'm like, yeah, it takes you back to where you were when you were there visiting, and you know where these places are. I haven't been to Amsterdam, but the 3 out of the 4 I've actually been to before. So it makes it a little more fun when you've actually visited there, or maybe even you live there. It makes it a lot of fun. So that's what's cool about them. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and as always, happy gaming!